John Lewis.
Gentleman from Georgia is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my colleague and friend from Georgia for yielding the time. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to help tell the full story of our nation's Capitol building. We must recognize all of the hands that helped to construct this temple of freedom. We must continue to teach the full history of this country, and to do that, we must recognize the role that African American slaves played in the construction of our nation's capital. I would like to thank Chairman Brady and Ranking Member Lundgren for all their efforts to bring this bill to the floor, and also the staff of the House Administration Committee and Jesse Newman on my own staff for their work and perseverance to pass this bill. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank and recognize Senator Blanche Lincoln, who has championed the work of the Slave Labor Task Force in the Senate. Mr. Speaker, for too long, the use of slave labor in the construction of the United States Capitol has gone untold. We look back today not to open old wounds, but to ensure that we tell the story, the whole story, the complete story of those slaves, so their toils are never forgotten. Slavery is part of our nation's history, of which we are not proud. However, we should not run or hide from it. The history of the Capitol, like the history of our nation, should be complete. As thousands of visitors walk through our nation's capital, they leave without knowing the full history of its construction. Today, there's nothing, not one thing, not one note, to tell the story of the African American slaves who have built this magnificent building. No drawings, no murals, no statues, nothing but nothing. Mr. Speaker, with this resolution, this untold story will now be told. Thanks to the work of the Slave Labor Task Force, we will now honor those slaves who build our temple of freedom. We need something that visitors can see, that visitors can feel, and which communicates the back-breaking labor that slaves completed to help construct our capital. Passage of this resolution will create a historic marker in the Capitol Visitor Center, made of stone quarried by the hands of slave laborers, to stand testament to their sacrifices. This physical and permanent marker will pay tribute to the blood, sweat, and toils of the African American slaves who helped build this magnificent building, and ensure that their story is told and never, never, ever forgotten. I urge all of my colleagues to support the passage of this resolution. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.